I need to prepare you right now for Monday Madness. It's coming, December the 14th. Today is Sunday, December the 13th. And I wanted to get ahead of the game just a little bit before Monday gets here. Why? It's going to be a crazy day. It's going to be a day like the Land of Oz. You're going to see a reality, and yet it's all fake. It's all false. It's all built on an illusion, just like the Wizard of Oz on the big screen, glaring and blaring at you. But when you look behind the curtain, when Toto pulls back the curtain, you'll see it was all a lie. The lie begins tomorrow with the selection of the Electoral College and their voting at all their state capitals tomorrow. You're going to hear about it from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. You're going to see them sealing up these official-looking envelopes tomorrow, and they're going to paint a picture in your mind that they want you to believe. They're on the big screen, and they're in control. But I'm here today to tell you what tomorrow is. It's a facade. Here is the truth. They will seal those envelopes up tomorrow, and they will send them by special courier to Washington, D.C., where they will remain sealed until almost a month from now. In the meantime, there will be a lot going on in that month, like 4 lawsuits that are still pending. One of them's in Wisconsin, and I just happened to look at those arguments from the Wisconsin Supreme Court that happened yesterday. And the last question I heard from the judge causes me great hope that Wisconsin could turn around. What happens if that happens? Well, I'll tell you what happens. All of a sudden, everything that the Wisconsin vote was certified on is null and void. So the Wisconsin legislature will send their own slate of electors at that point. As a matter of fact, all these battleground states, the legislators are rising up to send their own slate of electors. So even though we have all these mail-ins going tomorrow, all these certified-looking stuff going to Washington, it's going nowhere except to sit and wait for a process to work itself out. So don't fall for the lies, because here's what will happen. On January the 6th, the Senate and the House will come into a joint session. Nancy Pelosi will be set down. She will have no power. She will sit down with all the other regular House members. On that day, she's nothing but a House member. She has no authority over that hearing. Mike Pence has all authority as the president of the Senate that day to accept motions or reject motions, to accept objections or to reject objections, to decide on the path that assembly is going to take that day. He is in full authority that day. They will open up these ballots that are mailed out tomorrow. They're going to finally open them all up. At which point, on the 4 or 5 battleground states where there's lawsuits pending, where there's rampant fraud, to where a congressman of any character could not sign his name to accept those votes, knowing that it's unsettled in the minds of Americans, 74 million of us. So at that time, one of the House members will raise his hands to Mike Pence and say, I object to that state's slate of electors. Now we have 2 senators that will also raise their hands, one of them being Rand Paul, and the other one still is hanging in the balance, but I know he's going to come across. At that moment, everything changes. At that moment, the houses divide, the Senate goes over here, the House of Representatives goes over here for 2 hours to debate. They will take a vote in the Senate and the House. The vote in the Senate will be per senator. The vote in the House will be per state to accept the slate of electors or not. Why will it be per state? That's what the Constitution determines for the final vote. And it only lends to reason that that's what it would determine for the contingent votes throughout the whole process. If the House and the Senate, which are both Republican-led, vote against that slate of electors that's in question, then, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump remains president, okay? So tomorrow is a facade. Tomorrow is to scare you. But there's only one way not to live in fear, and that's to live in knowledge and understanding. God said, my people are destroyed in the book of Hosea for a lack of knowledge. But not just any kind of knowledge. He goes on to say in the next verse, because they know not my law. If you want to live in fear, then you will not know the law. But if you understand your Constitution, you won't have one drop of fear tomorrow. You will take it with a grain of salt. And let all the others that don't know the law make fun of you, criticize you for not accepting the inevitable. No, when you know the path, you'll never wind up lost. Okay? So this is just a little warning for Monday Madness. Get ready for it. Prepare your hearts for it, your emotions for it, and just determine knowledge is power, understanding is peace. All right? Have a good day. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, First Harvest Ministries. Follow us here on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube, Parler, MeWe, Rumble. It's all there, okay? God bless you, and I'll be getting through Monday Madness with all of you tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye.